Mid lane AP Fred.
Oh, he's cooking. It's going to be the Cassiopeia this time around. Some of Faker's best plays have been on and against Cassiopeias if you out of the brush. Cuzz, he's just going to steal away the chickens. Has vision. They're not going to go for anything risky.
One thing I'll say about KT in all of these early games is it has been a flash.
Yeah, Gumayusi a little bit pushed away from the rest of his team. That is going to be the Drake secured. There's a flash forward from Lehends. Faker possibly in trouble as well as he's going to flash. Rocket jump going to be utilized here as the Conqueror is going to proc Cuzz. Can you find the stun? The petrifying gaze is just fantastic, but the follow-up isn't quite there. Aiming, going to dash on forward. It could be dangerous though because the blender is set up for Gumayusi. Bdd dives on top of him, but he's got red, white, and you should not fight KT. Eventually he does go down, and now it's Aiming's turn to be the Gatling gun. Keria is a monster, but I don't know whether he can win this fight, and that's a triple. We certifying it.
I think we all certify that one. I think we're putting the KT and T1 fans are holding their breaths as Lehends gets the flash here out initially, traded, and then Faker perfectly uses his ultimate. He was talking about, look at this mana for this. Barely has enough to get the stun set up here to kite back, and then Gumayusi on red-white with Aiming here in this pit, kites it back extremely nicely. But unfortunately, Zeri plus Tristana, there's just too many threats here. There's too much damage. Still early for this Cassiopeia, and the bounces are real.
And really big here,
Cuzz.
yeah, is Aiming actually going unchecked, right? He's the one that just gets to dole out the maximum damage. Bdd, once he's used the initial burst this early on in the game, not going to need that big a threat, but Aiming just can't keep
demonstrating the value of a champion with base damages that are pretty good in that fight as we have a bit of a battle here. Faker taking a lot of damage. Rocket jump comes over. Oner finds an isolated Bdd, but the Cassiopeia goes down once again. Bdd doesn't get stunned, and so Oner is not able to finish him off. And Cuzz and Bdd working out this early game quite nicely. Keria not quite here in time.
So doesn't feel amazing for a fight for now, and they're going to use this Herald here bottom side to get Aiming some additional plate gold and get prio for this Dragon. Oner!
Yeah. Oner just going to get engaged on. Aiming is as well, though. Great wild growth as Keria dives forward for that CC, but still, they're not going to be able to lock him down, I believe.
In this one, we do see the limitations of the champion not really working out when you try to set up these proactive plays. And for T1, with the current game,
Oner just knows he has the damage to take half of that Rakan's health bar essentially just at the press of a button, and that's going to be the end of that. But waves getting deleted in mid at the same time.
Yeah, some speed ups coming through here. Another teleport to come down as Tristana's turning up. This Buster Shot could be deadly as Keria wants to get underneath the turret, but he's not going to be able to. Bdd just explodes him, and Aiming is going to solo kill Gumayusi, who was on relatively low health. Wanted to deny some assists, I guess. And KT
here on Aatrox that somehow gets a big play as Faker.
He's going to get jumped on here by Bdd. The explosive charge is starting to stack up, and now Faker doesn't really have a tower to go back to. You can see KT spacing, trying not to give him that petrifying gaze angle. He may find it there as Bdd just sidesteps. That was gorgeous. I thought he was actually facing him, but no. Split second, and now Keria is going to turn up to die. Aiming was here alongside Lehends.
And there's
that
no
is
cross map. There's no cross map here for T1. You know, they sent Keria over to
B. Are they going to contest?
Well,
oh.
Faker going to be moving in here once again. Bdd presses his W on top of the snake. As Kiin just trying to play bouncer. Yeah, Gumayusi might have an angle, but he's just going to get flashed on. Flashes away after the cleanse there as well. Decent interrupt from Kiin. Zeus just explodes. The lethality Aatrox not working in this game quite as well as the last. And Faker by himself going to get skated on by Aiming. And it's a double for the Zeri. 7-0-3 now as Bdd grabs his fourth.
It was a desperate contest, let's say, for T1, and it certainly did not work out. Even with the red-white guns, it's not a fight you can win, and it's not a fight you had to force, but you're so far behind. You have to hope KT will make a mistake in this situation. Cassiopeia on the flank angle, maybe you get that back towards him and start up this Baron. I think it's a pretty easy call here for KT. Had to be wary of this, and if no one here on T1 is even nearby, they just get it.
They have a blue trinket?
Well, I don't... Yes, they are going to be able to use one, as now Oner, can he just dive in and steal it? The answer is yes, he can dive in. Can he actually steal it? As no, he's not going to be able to. They take down the bug, they take down the Baron, and KT. Oh man, this push could be frightening.
Yeah, that's probably the game. There was 140 health on the Baron.
And yeah, he died after the Baron as well, so that was definitely a 50-50 in that pit.
Like
A little bit dicey.
Yeah,
I mean,
a little
but
risky.
if T1
I like the safety that they're playing around. Not giving T1 any of these angles as Zeus gonna have to go. They're gonna try and defend their base. Difficult to walk all the way in, though, into the defensive line. Crash down now on cooldown. KT move towards the top lane as Zeus going to give away his position. Cuzz taking a lot of damage. He does Magnet Storm as now Bdd in the back line. Cuzz is going to escape, and T1, they just disengage.
They just don't have the damage. They don't have the items. They can't take down Cuzz with Aftershock. Way too tanky. Second inhibitor falls, and T1. There isn't enough money in their pockets to keep this base up.
Yeah.
Looking a lot better. Third inhibitor going down. There's almost no coming back from that one.
Yeah, this is getting real dangerous. And I think KT probably more content on dotting the I's and crossing the T's, making sure this one works out. There's no isolation for Bdd as Lehends is going to turn up. Decent little knock up there as the Infernal Chains will be broken. Kiin just keeping Gumayusi busy where he can. T1 not going to take this lying down, right? They are going to make KT work for it. But with 3 inhibitors down, it is so difficult to hold them off.
in 15, and it's just so tough.
All right. Possible angle, but no. Cuzz is so tanky. There's a Flash Magnet Storm as the dive in from Lehends is fantastic. Charms them all up. The 2-man Q from Kiin as well as they lock down the Aphelios. He's the key target. Bdd creating chaos as well. And both of the damage dealers will be taken out outside of Faker, who is going to have to ult and flash away from this one. And now Nexus turrets will be torn apart. And maybe we've got a series on our hands as KT will come alive and take game number 3 to deny the 3-0 sweep from T1.
Some good draft adaptation is all they need, and KT come back in a big way here in this third game. They keep the series alive. They keep the hopes of a finals alive here. And it wasn't a great game from the side of T1. I think obviously a lot going wrong. A lot of the game about the fact that there was a triple kill for the Zeri on that forced skirmish. But really a huge statement win here for KT. They needed this so badly, not only to win a game 3, but to win it this decisively.
I really want to reiterate that if KT play this way, if they can get a draft that getting all this, I don't think it's going to be the case. I also expect the Zeri to go with Bdd's early prio. To me was such a big part. I don't think we're going to see the Cassiopeia come back in game number 4.
I don't think so either. I think some definite tweaks are going to be made there, but I'm very excited to see what it's going to be. It's now time to head to a short break. When we get back, the space will break down that game. We'll celebrate Law's bingo, and we'll...